want to make sure that you guys see this as well. So this little icon in the upper right allows you to minimize or maximize the widgets. But one of the things that happens is whenever you close up any of these widgets, we try to show the most pertinent information in a kind of a summarized indicator area. We've added several additional indicators for the active listings, for the ratings. So if you're using any kind of landing page to be able to do your ratings or your surveys and stuff, some of that's in there. Missed milestones, anything that's really, really important about that particular widget, we've tried to put them in as many smaller items inside of the thing, so that even though it doesn't necessarily have to take up all the space, it still gives you a little bit of pertinent information. So the star one got added, and it does try to adhere to the stars. It does kind of round up the stars. Not everybody uses everything within the dashboard, and I think we discussed this last time. Just make sure that you know that you can click on the little dashboard icon up here in the upper left, and choose which items you want or don't want. Uncheck the ones you don't want. You can change the order. The order is kind of like a snaking design, so that it fits. If you were to just shrink this down to a single column, this is what it would look like. But otherwise, it tries to fit it in kind of a snaking pattern. So the random quotes there, it goes from left to right and then down, and tries to fit as many as it can in the order in which they're displayed. On the notes, the recent notes piece, we have a few other things that I want to add to this, but basically what it's doing is you can specify which notes for how many days you want to see. So if I want to see notes for the last 60 days, any notes that have been added, and it does do, because you could have hundreds and hundreds of notes for any given time period. It does break them down by pages. So as you see them, you can kind of go through and see each of the list of notes. If you click on an individual one, you can pin it to the top so that any pinned items in this note list are listed at the top, so you can see them first. You're not able to do any kind of deleting or anything. You actually have to go into the contact record. You click on the contact's name, and it will take you to that contact record, and then you can just go into the notes and do any additional things. But what it's doing is it's checking to see what is that date of that most recent note that's in there, and then based off of that date, it then identifies which record and the information. Because I told it that I was wanting to only see 20 at a time, it has a little paging piece down here so that I can see, go through and see them all the way to the very end. If you want to get down to the last whatever, you do have the ability to search those notes as well. So sort of all of these, this was obviously a test. I wanted to add notes to several people. So series of notes to several people. I'm really creative at in the middle of the night. So some of the notes may not make sense, but to do this, just as a note, you can come in, select multiple records, come in to the process selected, and say that you want to update contacts. If you come down all the way down to the bottom, there is a item you can add a note. So it'll add the same note to multiple contacts all at once. So if you wanted to do something in addition to adding and removing tags or other elements, you can now add notes. This is kind of a small window. If you want to be able to see more information on there, you can expand it, and then you can see all the notes very quickly. and easily. You can page through each one of them and do the things that you need to do there. So up at the top, you can choose whether or not you want to see the pinned ones at the top or not. I keep it on, but whenever you go through the process, be able to see them how you want. Right here, that indicator showing that there's 21 notes in that list. It'll grow based off of or change based off of how many days, because it is a floating date, which ones you've chosen to show or not.